All right, so a few years ago, I got advice from somebody that's a billionaire, and it really, really changed my mentality. It was something that was super interesting. Around that time, I mean, I just had idea after idea after idea. I wanted to do this, I want to do that, and that's the way it is for a lot of people. I mean, a lot of young people, they want to do so many things. They see something on Instagram, they're like, I have to do that. I see this guy making so much money or what looks like so much money, and I just have to do it. I have to get there. And that's how I was. I was just like everybody else. I wanted to do so many different things. I was not focused. I was so spread out, so thin, not in what I was trying to do, but what I wanted to do, which is not a good place to be. So I sat down with this guy. He owns a lot of businesses. I mean, he's extremely, extremely successful. And I told him about one of the ventures that I wanted to do, and it was the ATM business. I said, hey, let's just call him Joe. Hey, Joe, I have this business idea, and I want to get your thoughts. So I told him about it. Okay, I want to buy ATM machines, and I want to put them around. And, this is what you can make. These are the ideas. And he listened very respectfully. He sat back. He's like, okay. And then when I finished, he said, well, do you think cash is going to be around forever? And I was thinking about it. Around that time, Bitcoin was becoming big, all those cryptocurrencies and stuff, and my first initial thought was no. He said, so why would you want to get into a business that is not going to be sustainable forever? And I said, I don't know, I just think that a lot of people are making money right now. And he said, do you really want to get into a business where there is an end, where there is a time where you won't be able to be in it anymore because there's not an opportunity? And I thought about it, and I said, that's a really good point. And that's something that a lot of people don't think about is, people want to get into these businesses or want to start these things where there's an end to it, where you can't do it forever because something is going to take its place, or there is a huge thing that's coming. I mean, a good example is like cash versus debit cards. I mean, so many more people are using debit cards and credit cards. And for me personally, right now, I never carry around cash. I will never, ever have money in my wallet. As strange as that sounds, I just don't. I never go to ATMs ever. So thinking back now, I'm like, that's crazy. If I don't use it very often and a lot of people are using it less, it's crazy that I thought such a big idea was such a good idea, but it's going down and being used less and less. Instead, you should find a business that has very longevity in it, and has, in my mind, it has to have a need, or at least I call what we're in, which is a car rental business, a first world need, because people don't need cars. They don't need to drive around. They could walk or they could bike, but they feel like they need it. They can't get to work. They can't go to the family reunion. They can't do this if they don't have a car. If the car's broken down or if they're just flying into town, they need a car. So what I really like about that industry is it's a first world necessity. Even though it's not a necessity, it feels like a necessity. So I think that really pivoted my mind and made me think, okay, I need to be in a space that is, of course, has longevity, but it feels like a necessity for people. So that's what I want to leave you with. When you think about getting into a business, when you think about all these ideas like I had, think about a business that has longevity, that's going to make it for a very, very long time, but it's a necessity. If we're going to run into a recession, what businesses are going to go first, and which businesses are going to make it because people need them, because people rely on them for their life. So think about that, okay? Appreciate you watching. I hope you learned something from this, and I hope you don't get stuck in the spot that I was at, which is not knowing where you want to go and having all these ideas and being spread thin, okay? Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video.